right, one sec here. I'm going to get the links set out. Just one sec here. I'll post those here. I'll send you the link, kiddo. Into the
On my messenger.
I sent it to the important group. There we go. All right, and then we'll move this so you all can see what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. We're just doing stuff. So I've got a bunch of partially done paintings over here. I've got some canvas boards. I got clean water, various paints. I don't know what I'm doing. I've been liking doing some. Oh, I've got this horse I'm working on from the other night. So I might work some on that. But I might not. But we shall see. I think I want to find a piece of chalk. Drop my spongy. Probably gonna use that sponge. That's that one. Just a sea sponge. So I'm gonna chalk out a design and see what I'm feeling. I might paint one of my little alien girls on this just plain old black background because they've been kind of fun to do. So I think maybe I'll start with that. And I've got to finish up these little magnets of them too. But that's going to be more paint pen than anything for the finishing up there. So for these little alien girls, this is so you don't have to worry about doing things like skin tone and hair. It's kind of a fun little summery thing, but this might look a little spacey in the background. So, should I do the background first? I'm going to do the background first. Because if it's a space girl, I think it's going to need to have some stars and stuff in the background. So we get some white. Acrylic paint dries kind of. Oh, my palette is getting so full of paint. I've got some glass to use when I'm done with this one though. So I just put some white on there, and I'm going to use my favorite tool for doing stars, which is the lovely, lovely toothbrush. And I think I'll put stars on 2 canvas boards.
All right, I'm coming. Don't get me started. Let me try and draw first.
Okay.
Sitting around too much. Does this to you? All right, let's get started. Where are the pencils?
In the top drawer in the white thing.
Why'd you move them?
And the pens are there. I don't know if they'll show up. The pencils are in the top drawer. You can try those. Excuse me for throwing stuff around.
Excuse you for putting stuff everywhere. Who said
That's just me.
Try the black one tonight. I guess I'll draw something now.
I'm going to be doing my little alien girls.
I don't know what I'm drawing yet.
So I'm going to show people how to do those.
Still texturized, but it's hard to see.
Yeah, that's why the pencils are actually better. Okay. So there we go.
I always draw like drawings detailed when it's super simple online though. All the shapes and sides connect with each other.
All right. That's good enough. I can do any little nebulas and stuff around
Can I do the backside too?
later.
Who's there?
Just Bendy Alice
Hello.
says hello.
Hello.
So we're just starting. Wendy doesn't know what she's doing. I've done
Not yet.
background
Where are the pencils?
in the top drawer in the
Okay.
white thing.
I thought you meant markers.
No.
Okay.
So I'm going to be doing some little alien girls here. But I thought that they should be in space on these ones. The other ones I kind of have been vacationing to Earth. So these are the ones that it is. That it's
You
not.
have everything just gouging.
I have everything organized. Maybe.
It's just way too
All
organized.
right. So just doing ahead. All right. You're not going to be able to see their whole body.
Nope.
They're going to have a little bit of a longer than usual neck because they are aliens after all. And Bendy Alice says, I'm Wendy's friend, LOL.
Huh.
Well, I would assume
Of
so.
course you are. What else? What's this?
So.
I'm a little bit slow today.
And I just got home from work, which is why we're just going to do this little easy. She's going to be wearing big old sunglasses to hide her alien eyes, and maybe she doesn't like the sun.
You know what's funny? I'm wearing sunglasses, but they actually help me see.
Yes.
And then I show them outside.
So, super simple, right? It's not real difficult to do that, you know. So then what you do is I'm going to take a super vibrant color and I'm going to paint in her skin. So if this lady, she can either be wearing, this can be a tank top or a top or, you know, whatever, just an alien clothing item of some sort. And I may or may not give her hair. Sometimes I give these guys hair and sometimes I don't. I just have to decide. I need to find a color that is fairly opaque. And so what I'm going to look for
I'm sorry if I'm quiet, just I don't have a whole lot to talk about. And I get a headache.
No, plus. Reds are not going to be real good. That violet's definitely not good. So what I'm looking for is some paints will have little markings on here that'll show me how opaque they are or not. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. But I think she's going to go ahead and have magenta skin.
I've been sorting out my school stuff though. Just talk about that. We're in summer vacation.
Yeah, so this is Magenta Light, which is a mixture of PW6 and PV19 for those of you that actually paint with acrylics. It's number A146 if you're using Arteza.
I found an idea. We should draw some summer stuff on monsters and things.
Well, these ones are just in space because we're using the blackboards today.
Except it's summer, it makes sense.
So then I have to find what brush I want to use. And I kind of want an angly brush. There we go. Angle brush. See? Makes it a little easier to get around on the edges. But the thing that's really nice on these is I'm going to go over them with a paint pen to do kind of a bold outline. So if this isn't a super clean line, I can just make my bold lines that I'm going to outline them with a little cleaner. I can clean them up that way later. Just a little louder. So, and because these are student grade paints, I am going to still, even though I was checking, I'm going to need, 2 to 3 coats of these. So that's why I've kind of got 2 going at the same time. They're going to be twinsies. What do you need, kiddo?
What's your story behind your alien?
So I was watching, she's got to go making spaghetti and tacos. That sounds like an odd combination, but have fun with that.
Spaghetti and tacos. That's no offense. You can watch later anyways.
Yes.
It's on YouTube.
Yep, this will be posted. We always post our live streams when we're done.
It posts automatically.
It does. Well, it doesn't if you tell it not to.
Oh.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you can tell it not to if you don't want to.
And some people delete their videos.
Yep. So I'm gonna make these guys little twinsies, but I was talking about Wendy was asking where I got the idea for these on. And there's this really great lady on YouTube, and her name is Cinnamon Cooney. Yes, her actual real name is Cinnamon.
That's fine. That's awesome.
And
cinnamon smells good.
Cinnamon smells delicious. And
How's
her
your
mom's
buddy
name
too?
is Ginger.
Ginger cinnamon. Okay, that's a good
They're
food
both
combination.
spices, right? So her
So are they food
YouTube
people?
channel, no, her YouTube channel is called The Art Sherpa. And she just recently had one where it was this lady with kind of the updo hair and these big glasses
Give a
and
link
stuff.
to it.
And I thought it was kind of neat to just make it into an alien.
You
And
should give a link to her channel so people can check her out.
yeah, if I can figure out how to do that, I will do that.
Control C, Control V. All you do is make another
I know
tab.
how to copy and paste. So
You can put it in the comments
maybe I'll put it in
section
like, maybe I'll take, you know what?
and pin it.
Maybe I will do that in a momentito. Let me finish coloring in her.
After the video is done, of course.
Oh, I can do it now. I have another YouTube tab open.
No, I have to do it in the same video though. Just put it in the chat.
I'll
right
put it in the
there.
chat. I'll put it in the chat. There we go. Because I think it saves the chat.
It's more efficient. Of course it does. It shows live chats when it's been live, and it shows everything that everyone says
I think so, yeah.
on the speed and how fast it goes.
Yeah, because you can watch the live replay on the chat. So
I've seen it has been hotel.
Yeah.
And there.
Anyway, so she paints a lot, and it's all really great tutorials with these awesome little traceables, and she's way more chatty than Wendy and I here are. I'm trying to get other, guests.
I like chat a lot if I
appearance.
have a lot to talk about, but then again, sometimes I think I'm annoying, so I just stop.
You are not annoying. So.
If I ask to make questions, I'm way curious,
So I'm just going to finish this layer on this light magenta. And then I will find, I'm not going to link the actual video, I'll just find her YouTube channel.
The video you're talking about, you don't have to. You just
I'll just link to her channel. So that's where the original idea came from, but then I tweaked it some because I thought it was really cool.
And then you gotta.
And I was doing them on.
Work on how to use YouTube more too.
Yeah.
I can help you
so I'm gonna
with
set
that.
off.
Questions, ask me.
So, pardon me for a moment while I do this. I won't be able to see the chat for just a moment.
Or the screen.
The Art Sherpa.
She's on
I'm
my
subscribed to her. She's my top subscription. So there we go.
You know, you could have done it with your mouse.
There we go. So there's the link to her channel. And let me see if I have a partially done one of these ladies sitting around here. I don't think so. I think I just have the ones that are all the way done. But let me grab one in a minute so you can see.
Yeah, I don't have anything interesting to show you guys right now. I'm still working on something.
So this is what the more summary ones are looking like when they're done. So this one was wearing a swim cap. Okay. So these are going to be similar, but in space. Just kind of hanging out.
Hanging out. You should show them
And
the
then-
famous one.
My girlfriend Lisa did this one, and this one's not quite done. She's finishing up on the glasses yet. But that's kind of more what the actual Art Sherpa video looks like. So that's kind of what we're looking at for those. I'm going to take my chalk and sketch out on the second one because I mentioned I was going to make these girls kind of twinsies so I can go back and forth and get the number of layers that I'm going to need on their skin going over this black to be the way that I'd like it.
My creatures always look like a Chinese or something. Maybe they're inspired for that.
Yeah.
Or maybe because I see shapes all the time.
Yeah, when it's good to take note of the shapes. I've been sketching out interesting shapes when I see them, so I can remember to
I
put
can't
them
really
kind of
picture
into
anything
my.
that's actually textured already. Like
paintings.
Lined paper is hard to visualize when it's like all lined. Now this wall that's
For
plain,
sure.
you can see. Stop talking over me. You can see that there's shapes around this.
So I'm gonna go back and forth on these guys, or gals, or whatever. They're aliens. And just paint their skin and get enough layers on here.
They're clones. They look like clones right now.
Yeah, they're clones or they're twins or I don't
Actually,
know.
you messed up kind of there, so that maybe that's.
Oh, that I can, because it's a chalk line, I can just erase that pretty easily. So that's the cool thing about using the chalk or watercolor pencils when you're sketching out your design, is because you can just wipe it away
It's like
when the paint's dry.
Maybe
The stars are back here. Remember I did that? That's how I started, right? So I started with doing the stars, that's why I've got the white right there. So what I might do here is I might make their skin a little bit lighter by adding some white, because that'll help make it a little more opaque as far as that's concerned. So
There's no white.
there is white right here.
I mean pencil.
No, probably in that drawer somewhere, but just use what colors you got. It's okay. And then, like I said, I've got these little magnets I'll finish up too. And these are the same thing, or they will be when they're done. And they're just, this is a 2x2 magnet. No, that's a 4x4. These are 2x2s that I have to put magnets on the back to make them into magnets. So I thought those would be really cute to sell at an upcoming art show that we've got working on there. So as far as all that is.
Yep.
So.
How far off is the art show?
Our first art show ever is going to be in Rockford at the City Market on Friday, July 12th. We'll be there the whole time. I'm not sure where we're set up. They give you your assignments when you show up with your goofy things. And there'll be a good number of us there, kind of all helping out, kind of going in and out as part of the group to help out. Wendy will not be there because she is not 18 yet. That's crossed state lines, and her dad and I have joint custody, so I can't take her. And I don't have her on the weekends anyway. So,
And I hit my phone.
oh, we're not going to discuss that online.
No, I don't care if anyone hears this. I just don't like him.
I know.
That's my thing.
So, there's that. Oh, see? So just by adding that little bit of white into that light magenta, you can see how much, more coverage you're getting by just adding that little bit of white in there. So I think I'll go ahead and continue with that.
I didn't say anything about discussing it. I was just saying it, Mom.
You know. Statement, full fact. Yeah. So these canvas boards are really, really inexpensive, these black ones. They do tend to curl a bit more than a standard canvas board is going to. So some canvas boards you can get away without framing. These ones you cannot. So if you're gonna, keep this, or you find this to purchase at a show somewhere, buy a frame for it. They are really, really inexpensive though to purchase these art boards.
Well,
It's
yeah.
$12 or $13 for a set of 25 of these, and they're 8x10s. So they're real neat to use. And it saves me from having to, put a coat of black paint on the background as far as any of that is. So it makes it pretty nice. I like them. I like them a lot.
You just send a link to my channel below after every video. Because stuff.
I put it in the important group, and then you share it.
It's your video. You should do that yourself.
Actually, Kaylin's supposed to be doing it. So.
Actually, this is your
I
YouTube.
know.
You made this.
I know it's my company one. So like any of the people that are with my company can get on here and upload stuff. No, I have lots of stuff going on. I have a job and I run a business and I go to
It's
school.
not gonna be that long.
Anyway.
Anyways, you're not even work YouTube, so
Not really. I'm not so good on YouTube, right? I know how to do some live streams. I don't know how to schedule a live stream and then actually be able to connect to it. I can't figure that one out. So Right now, these are every Wednesday. They might eventually still shift to every Thursday. We were originally on every
Yeah,
Tuesday.
not to mention how to change the picture for the thumbnail. It's kind of hard to change the thumbnail picture.
Yeah, well, I mean, this for the live stream, it has you just smile for a thumbnail. Like you just make a thumbnail. Like I could hold up a picture or whatever, and it just tells you that
That's
it's going
awkward.
to take a picture. And I always forget that it's going to do it. I don't have a picture ready. So, all right. So these aliens kind of have kind of pinkish skin. I don't mind there being brush strokes in there just because my type of art, that's perfectly fine. If you want the art, brush strokes not in there, add a little bit of gel gloss medium or a little bit of water to avoid some underbinding and all that kind of jazz, right? Me, I don't mind seeing the brush strokes. I like it to be a little bit of a more abstracty or a little bit more of a loose painting. And I don't really do the hyper realistic stuff, although I do appreciate the people that can do it.
Here it is.
So let me hold that a little closer because it is on black. It's a little hard to see. There we go. So that's what Wendy's going to be working on. Cool. Cool.
I'll post it on Instagram first.
Yes, and she's actually active on her Instagram. So, there is at least 2 Instagrams where she's on.
I don't go on my Wendy Creative Thinking that much.
Yeah,
I go
so
on the new iPad because it's more high quality.
yeah, so she does Wendy Creative Thinking, and she also does Wendy Shadow Gaming.
And it's same as my YouTube channel.
Yeah, same as the YouTube channel.
It's an official though. The other one's my school one.
So, as far as that's concerned. So, there we go. Couple of little alien dudes starting out, right? And I like the fact that these are sunglasses and not their actual eyes. So I think that's pretty neat. What they're wearing, no, they're totally sunglasses, right? I can make some nebulas or a planet reflect in them later, things like that.
All right, here we go.
But next, I need to decide what color their tops are going to be. They could be the same. They could be different.
I wonder what people
I don't
think my
either.
art style is. I think it's a mix of like Chinese and Japanese-ish because they put a lot of shapes.
It's
and
Wendy
things.
style. I'm going to use this yellow-green color, I think. And this is a PG7 and a PY17.
No, I was thinking of,
or an
Day of the Dead,
A156.
with the Day of the Dead style.
And it's this lovely, lovely, like a leaf green color. And I'm going to go ahead and I will still be adding some white to this to increase the coverage. I have this whole little pump thing of titanium white, just because I use a lot of white paint. Some of my more abstract stuff uses a lot more paint than something like this would use. So there's that. So I'm gonna pull in some green.
That is so warm today.
Because it is. I've got the air conditioning on.
Not helping.
So I think this is still going to take probably 2 coats, and I'll probably need 1 more coat yet of the magenta, but if I move on to the other color and give it just a little bit of amount of time to dry in between, we're pretty good, right? So that's what we're doing. These paints, Wendy, these are the more professional type paints, so you don't need very much. Not like the craft paints you were using before to paint with. So just a little bit when you're putting some out, okay? Or you can just use some of the paints off my palette.
Mark your time.
Those are not going to show very well.
I know that because it's black. This is a lighter color, right?
These ones, there's these kind of markers that are in that drawer. These might show. You can try them. They're paint markers.
As long as they don't mess up my work.
They shouldn't. You can try them. They're in the drawer.
What white? Give me darn white.
Yeah, no, there should be at least 1 white. Probably, I know there's a silver. Ah, you found the silver. So make sure it started. It is.
Use it actually good.
Yeah, because the tip's not white, so you can tell that it's been used. So it's been primed already.
It's been gray. I know it's already.
Mm-hmm. So there's.
Does it wipe away? Just my second practice thing.
Yeah, that shouldn't wipe away.
It shouldn't?
No. That's actual paint. That marker is paint.
Okay.
Think of that marker like paint.
I like this kind of paint better than the other ones.
Yeah, the pencils are good to start with because in case you make a mistake. So I think I'm going to give them some hairdos now. I think I decided these guys want to have hairdos. So I'm going to do my standard
Sorry.
little.
Now this is going to be just my model, and the real thing's going to be my thing. 2, 3, 4, and then there's a hat. Goes like this.
I don't like to mix my paint on my palette. I tend to leave it unmixed on my brush and just go ahead and mix it on the canvas. It just gives it kind of that cool little streaky, imperfect.
By model. It's more like a cartoon one though.
You do what you like.
Like cartoon. Not good with 3D. It also smells.
Yeah. All right. So the other one needs to have some more hair yet. Her hair is too see-through for my liking. Give her some nice big green alien hair. You see how she's got her hair and her top to her outfit are totally coordinated, right? So I feel like she thinks that's super important. I feel like maybe her sister here is jealous that she can't have as big of a hair as her sister.
Yeah.
The two little aliens here. I feel like they have like a hair competition going on. I don't know.
Maybe, maybe not. There is another dimension, maybe, of aliens like that.
Yeah. And so I think what I'm going to do about their glasses is I think I want to make them really reflective looking. I want them to be the standard mirrored sunglass thing.
Like mirror dimensions.
Yeah. Now I've used, this is the Liquitex Basics Silver. And I know from using this before that it put a ton of layers on for it to not be see-through. So I'm going to do something a little bit different with this. I'm actually going to put the paint directly onto where I want it on the canvas. So I'm going to put it right here on those sunglasses. Okay.
Wait, use her.
Right there on them sunglasses. And then I'm going to take my handy dandy favorite palette knife. I can't remember what number it is. Oh, it's a number 1. I can still see the number 1. You see how covered in paint this sucker is? I use this thing all the time. It's my favorite tool. Well, this and the basting brush. They're both really, really good, actually. And I'm going to just smear this around so it kind of makes the shape of like a sunglass lens. Now, I'm not going to be able to finish these ladies. You are going to have to check perhaps the Facebook channel or maybe on next week's. Oh, next week. We may not live stream or we might do it on Tuesday because I will not be home on Wednesday night. So we will see.
I might live stream.
So we'll see what we're going to do about that.
I usually do my work in class spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you get more.
But you see how that covers really nicely that way, and it's going to give a lot of texture to the painting, which I like a ton. I like texture on my paintings, but I'm primarily an abstract artist, and I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with that. Hand in hand with being an abstract artist is adding a lot of texture. Now, I could have added, some texture paste to the color. I could have done a whole bunch of things, but I like this palette knife, and I have a lot of silver paint, honestly. I do have a kind of a canvas I'm working on over here. I don't like to waste paint, so I'm going to go ahead and just wipe that off over there first. And now I think we've given the magenta skin on these ladies enough time to dry where I can put another coat. So I can do another coat of the magenta and another coat of the green on here. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm almost exclusively using this little angle brush here. It's 3/8 inch, if you care. Really cheap angle brush. I bought it one of the multi-packs that are like $5 at the craft store, right? Nothing fancy here.
Too loud.
It's because I'm facing you. I'm so sorry, my dear. So go ahead and just give her another coat. And then the space that's behind them, like the actual space, does look a little bit boring with just stars. So as I'm doing this, I'm kind of thinking of what I want to put back there. I don't know that I want to paint in a planet, but what I might want to do here is do a little bit of a nebula. So that's what I'm kind of thinking I might want to do, because that'll also give her enough time to dry where then I can grab my paint markers and give her outline when when we're done with that. And her lips, because I can't do her lips just yet.
This is how it looks so far.
She's going to be a little, most of my ladies like this are smiling and this one's upset. How are you doing there, Mimi?
Oh, the sweet sound of marker.
She is much more of a drawer than a painter. So I think I'm going to have to stock up on some on these paint pens. I just use them for accents, but she just really does enjoy them quite a bit.
I don't like doing 3D stuff. But I do let people use my monsters to use an animation and make it great for it though.
Mhm.
And I think it's just a good thing to have like more creations for people to use. Next think of anything. You know?
Yes. Good to give people inspiration as long as they give you credit for the idea, just like we did
As long as
where
I
I
trust
got
the person too.
the original idea here, from Miss Cinnamon Cooney, the art Sherpa, and we posted the link,
What's he say?
I didn't tell her that I was doing this. Once the video is done and posted, I will probably send her a message and be like, hey, I did this thing based on your thing. Because it's
like,
pretty
oh, cool. And
I wanted them to be spacey.
mine's more like alien-y.
Aliens. Aliens.
The movie?
Very good movie. You guys like the Alien movie?
The
I know there's
Xenomorphs.
nobody actually watching right here, but Xenomorphs totally rock, right?
The face huggers? Chest bursters?
Yes. So I'm going to also do, of course, another layer here. And I don't care that a little bit of pink or a little bit of green is in the wrong spot. It's just giving that little bit of texture to her. And that's just fine. I enjoy that. She might end up with a little glitter. She might end up with a little stenciling when she's completely dry. I don't know. I don't own a hair dryer, so I'm unlikely to finish this. A hair dryer. Yeah, a hair dryer can be used to dry your acrylic paint if you're using it on a lowest heat setting available. I don't like to do that, honestly. I'd rather work on a bunch of different canvases and just let it dry naturally, but that's just my personal preference. There's nothing actually, the matter with doing it one way or the other. But I also have like 10 canvases at any time kind of sitting around my kitchen that are partially done. So there's also
You have too much stocked up. You need some like audience.
Yes. Well, some of the reason we're doing the stock is for the art show, right? So there's that. And I'll put another layer, and this one's here over here.
Layer hair.
Layer of hair. And I'll go in here with, when it's all the way dry, I'll go in here with the paint pens and kind of put some more colors. But again, I'm letting the paint mix right on my canvas. So that is giving that some, more natural lines and differentiation in color that you would see. And try not to let it blend too much. I might actually come through with just the green with no white in it. So we're getting a little better with that. Yeah, that's better. This is all
in your head.
Experimental procedures from my head meets. So that's what I got. Yeah, I'm liking that. Very cool. Paint on here again, and I've got canvases I'm working on over here. So.
Oh, I can hear my iPad. I don't have to look for it.
I'll show you these ones here in a little bit. These are ones I'm kind of working on. Okay.
These weren't so big.
So now while that's drying, I'm going to work on doing a little bit of a nebula over here in the corner. I'd be better making my nebula with my little sea sponge dude. Not the really smooth sea sponge, so not like this one, right? Yeah, they're covered in paint. It's fine. It doesn't come back off. It's acrylic. So I'm just going to use this because this I feel like looks a little bit better. I am going to grab some purple though. What kind of purple do I want? I'm going to grab some purple and some blue. So I've got some sky blue, which is a PW6 and a PB15. And then I've got the violet, which is just a PB23. That's the easiest way to try to translate because companies will call different colors different things. And so it's just easiest if you just look for that PV, PB, you know, like the standardized numbers that are going to be on the back. And this sky blue is just about gone. So I'm just trying to finish it up. I just got like 2 very minor dots that were left in that one. Honestly, I really like this Arteza set of paints. It's pretty slick because there's a lot of neat colors in there. I get to test them out and tweak them a little bit without having to do the whole color mixing thing on my own. I'm okay at color mixing, but if I have a color right at my fingertips, I'd prefer to just tweak kind of a non-standard a little bit and just work with it that way. So what I'm going to do with this guy here is I'm not going to dab the whole thing in the water because I'm using the whole sponge. So I'm just going to put a corner of it in the water, which is kind of an orangey color right now. And squeeze it out. And so I have the magenta and I've got white and I got a little bit of sky blue and I can put a little bit of spacey little nebulas in here. Now purple you're really not going to be able to see very much, of course. So I am just dot, dot, dot and letting it kind of take shape because I feel like it wants to, right? So this is going to kind of curve around down here and over to here and maybe there's a little bit over here. Right? This doesn't need to be anything. I'm not doing a whole huge space scene. So I don't need to do a ton of this.
What's this?
Cool. Very silvery. Looks like a lady.
It's a female. Children, please.
Sure. Wendy would like to show you. Wendy is super talented with making lots of little lines and shapes on things.
I don't like things blank. Sometimes I'm not encouraged to do my art anymore because I'm too busy.
You try to make time for your art because it's important.
I don't know, I kind of stopped doing it.
Okay. So there's some purple, and I don't know if you can see, but you can't really see the purple very much. But if you get right up on the painting, you will be able to. So it will make a difference. So next I'm going to put, and I'm not going to rinse off my sea sponge. I'm going to I've got 2 little dots of that sky blue. I'm going to grab 1 little dot for one painting and 1 little dot for the other. And I'm going to just run a little highlight along.
Now you guys see pencil marks. It will happen when the paint goes in.
You wipe it off with your finger, rub it in, scrumble some water into it. Any of that will get rid of the watercolor marks. Because it's a watercolor pencil is what you were using to draw out your initial design. And there,
I have to draw over things with pencil.
because I added that little bit of blue, you can see it kind of looks a little bit purple because there's the purple in behind it. So that's kind of what I'm doing there. I'm not awesome at doing nebulas, but they're fun. Anyway. And I do have cloud brushes. I haven't mastered the use of the cloud brush yet. I'm not as good at that particular technique, but if you have a cloud brush, use a cloud brush. They're great. If you feel like you use those better, go for it. And I think just to bring out maybe a little bit of the pink in her skin, I'll go ahead and add just a shade of this light magenta that I've got. And kind of give it just some dabs. I'm not going to scrumble this in quite as much.
I call her tattooing.
So there. So I feel like that gives it enough. It doesn't need a ton going on in the background, but there's just something there now.
Yeah.
So now what I'm going to grab is one of my lovely paint markers, like Miss Wendy here is using.
Why is it cute?
And I think I want a purple one. Maybe like a lavender, yeah. Kind of this lighter purple over here. There we go. So these are Art Asan markers. Most of them are. Some of them are like an Artique brand. These ones I found at Michael's. They must have been discontinued or something because they're on a super duper clearance and they actually have pretty good coverage as far as this kind of one is concerned. And this is low odor and these are acrylic based. The other ones are oil based and for some reason they seem like they don't have as good of a coverage.
They're not organized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the markers can go in the drawer, or if they don't all fit, then they go. Some can go in that one. That's fine. I'm not going to outline these first. I'm going to outline the little magnets I have here first because these obviously are not dry.
Where are these?
Yep, those are also more markers. So these guys I've even sprinkled a little bit of glitter on them just to make them fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that out of the way a little bit here. I know you guys can't see this. I'm sorry. This is just my laptop, webcam that I'm using. So that's what I got.
You don't actually have a computer like me.
So I'm just going to take and outline the glasses. And these I started with a thumbprint, which was a really splendid idea.
Thumbtack.
Thumbprint.
It just popped in my head, my bad.
So there. I mean, that's it. You just give them a little pop and make it look a little funky by outlining it. If you're really good with a detail brush, go ahead and do it that way. This is really, really easy though. So that's my preferred method to do it this way. So these are really cool. Actually, just on these guys, I started with just a thumbprint. And these guys kind of look more like they're wearing overalls, but I can fix that up. Or I can leave them looking like they're wearing overalls, and that's all right too.
Overhauls?
Overalls.
I thought you said overhauls.
I did by mistake on one of the times I said it, but I said it twice. So, and do a little dooley there for the mouth.
Oh, you can color over. I did not know that.
Yeah. One thing with these is they don't blend, right? So.
What?
There we go. Another one. Right.
No.
There's nobody there. It's fine.
I thought you said hello to someone. Sorry.
I said, there we go.
Hearing things.
So these I just had, what I did on the background of these ones is I just did my standard. I got extra paint left on my palette. I need to wipe it on something. And I decided that people like magnets. Magnets are cool. And so I decided to make magnets with them. So super duper easy peasy, right?
Put my initials down.
Good plan.
Question is, how am I going to go in all these lines?
So I won't go too much longer here because I'm just gonna put. I won't completely be able to finish these ladies, but I think I should be able to get the outline portion done.
And
At least
gentlemen,
one layer of it. Well, I mean, I'm drawing ladies and you're drawing a lady, so we're drawing ladies, right?
oh God, like lady. She's wearing a crown.
Wendy's lady is wearing a crown. Very cool.
Who keeps texting me?
Your friends.
They're saying, hey, you there?
No, I'm not. I'm
okay.
live streaming like I just posted to you, man. All right. So those little ones are done. That's pretty cool.
What is this thing?
What'd you find? Oh, that's in case you wanted to find our tip. You can switch it out.
That was garbage.
It's not important. I don't plan on switching them out ever, honestly. Okay.
Oh well. Time to do some hammer time.
So, and this one is all the way dry. We'll probably need, just a touch up. That silver on the glasses is mighty, mighty thick, right? So we just want to make sure none of the black background on this particular canvas is showing through. But another fun way to do these ladies is to take, if you have a canvas that you've kind of messed up on and you just had to like kind of wipe out and like muddle up the colors and just make it a kind of an interesting background, you can just paint one of these ladies in front of that. And it's pretty cool. And that's perfectly fine because then you don't have to really think about the background because you already have kind of an interesting background if you felt like that you messed up on one of your other paintings.
My monsters are always in darkness. I used wrong.
Yes, Wendy enjoys her darkness. These ladies kind of on purpose don't have a nose. These are think
They breathe through their mouth.
Yeah. You can think, like fashion kind of stuff where it's sort of understated, or you could think, hey, it's an alien. It doesn't need to have that, that kind of a thing. So I had a couple of these where I added like an actual piece of real fabric and made like a scarf, or instead of hair, I made like a swim cap. So you can do all sorts of really neat things. Oops, that's not dry right there. So I'm going to outline these two, and then I'll show you kind of the partial ones I've got going. And then we'll probably sign off for the evening here. So this is mostly what it's going to look like when it's done, right? Like I said, when these are dry, I'm going to go around the glasses some more. I may paint a little bit of a reflection in the glasses of something or another. And I may put a little bit of a design on the shirt. I don't know. And I might put some other streaks in the hair. Maybe I'll do a streak of the purple. I don't know. But for now, I'm not going to. So, oops. But I just really dig how these look. They're sort of bold and colorful and unique. Really cool space ladies. When they're done, I will either show them on next week's YouTube live stream and or post them in the group on Facebook. So just as a side note, I'm sure you found us here through Facebook because that's honestly, where most people are finding us. But all of these paintings are for sale. If you need me to ship it to you, you got to pay the shipping though, on top of whatever I'm normally charging. If you manage to come to one of our art shows, I am giving discounts at the actual art shows. If you support us on Patreon, you get a discount because you support us on Patreon too, which is pretty neat. And all of those sorts of things. So I've made events for our art shows also on the Facebook group, so it's real easy to remember when they are if you go on there and peek at it. Why is what 18 plus?
I can't come because I'm not 18.
For what?
AKA something's gonna be going on.
What can't you come to?
The arm show.
Who said? What are? No, it's not 18 plus.
You said something was 18 plus.
No, I said because you're not 18, I can't take you to Rockford because it's in a different
Oh, yeah, I
state.
forgot. Sorry. Auditory processing.
Yes, you have an auditory processing problem, which is fine because you are pretty good about asking for clarification, right?
Yeah.
And that's the important part.
Sometimes
Of
it
that.
can be rude, but okay.
No, there's no cause for being rude.
I know that. I suppose it's rude. I didn't say it was caused by this. No.
Okay.
Stop assuming.
So there's the other one, right? I dig them. They're pretty cool. So I'm gonna let those dry, and I'll kind of show you what else I'm working on over here. That is nowhere near done. This is kind of more of an intuitive painting. I was kind of just going with the flow, and I don't know what this is going to turn out to be in the end. I really, really don't. This is a horse. It's a war pony, and I was following along with Cinnamon Cooney on this one as well. I am going to take through the art pens and get some more different colors in the hair here because I just really, really dig the art pen thing. This is one I have just started. So far it has glitter, art pen, and I painted in some petals. Honestly, when this is done, you probably won't be able to see very much of the flowers. This is going to be really abstracted and have many, many layers on top. And this is one I'm trying to kind of make look like a quilt. This is actually the one I was just wiping my brushes on today. So I was wiping the brushes on a couple of different spots in there. And so this one will eventually try to look like a quilt. And then these two, I was following along with Ginger Cook. And honestly, I would have done better using watercolors, but these are supposed to be fish. They're not done yet. I'm going to, again, these are all just the ones that are in process. I'm going to take some paint pens and go along the outer portions of the fish and give them a couple more layers yet. I was testing out some different paints that were a little more see-through than I would have liked. So I'll probably take the purple paint pen that I have out right now and just line those right quick. And then I'll probably be done painting for the evening. Well, I have paint on my palette and I'll wipe that on. Oh, I have one more painting I'm working on. I forgot.
Of course.
I've got this one. It's a big one.
Hey.
Big guy, right? So working on that one. Got some blue glitter on it randomly. And because I had extra blue glitter. No idea what that's going to be either. So you want to show where you're at and then we'll sign off?
You want to go upstairs?
Oh, I'll still be painting, but I want to sign off the internet.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't touch anything.
This is how far Wendy got on hers. For a final product, please see her Instagram. Again, it's Wendy Shadow Gaming. Very cool. Thanks for joining us. Next week, it'll.
You can look for it online, just that you can't text me. Unless you're on the phone or something.
We might stream on. It'll be Monday or Tuesday. Check the Facebook group, but it'll be Monday or Tuesday next week that we're streaming. Okay. Honestly, it might be Monday because I don't work this coming Monday.
Before you sign off.
Yes. What you got, kiddo?
There's an Instagram. You can just search for it. Instagram. Go here. Look for my name. Not now. People. Where is it?
Following.
That's the wrong one. You're not following my other one.
Yeah. I'm just following a lot of people.
Where are you? Where is it? Sorry, we're looking for my Instagram to put in the comments, so.
Yeah, I'm just going to go over here and we'll do Wendy
Shadow Gaming.
Hold on.
No, there's no indent. It's all one word. Keep going. Let me do it.
No, there is. Because I didn't find it. Hold on. Stop it.
You didn't do it right.
Yes, I
because
did.
There's no capitalize. No.
Still, what are you trying to do?
Trying to backspace. Freaking. Sorry. Yeah, this is a heck
Chill.
to watch. I'm not chill.
No results found, Wendy. Oh, you did saming. Hold on, let me fix
You
it.
said saming. That's not my fault. That's your fault.
I'm pretty sure. Nope.
The heck is
Yeah.
going on there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at my channel. Hold on.
Hold on. Nope. No, we'll send the link another time. We're not gonna do this right now.
Freaking not.
Sorry that she doesn't remember her new Instagram. We'll post it later.
Darn well, freaking moron.
A little overwhelmed for an autistic child. This is what I deal with. That's what I got.